Welcome back to Business Line. Let's go join in Rajiv Lula and Aarti Krishnan for a discussion on how to make a start when it comes to stock market investments.
Thanks, Pranav. So today we'll talk about the stock market investing and how do we start there. We have with us Aarti Krishnan, the head of research for Hindu Business Line. Welcome back, Aarti.
Hello.
So I'm starting to invest in the market. I've never done this before and I'm scared. Is this gambling or is this intelligent investing? What's the difference?
Yes, people who have objections to stock market investing often think of it as punting and gambling. It's like going to Monte Carlo and betting on something. There are also others who are so obsessed with the stock market that they watch it every minute. Now I feel you need to be somewhere in between these two. What you need to do is to take considered decisions to invest in stocks after carefully choosing them and holding on to them for the long term. Basically, you should look at stocks as a wealth creation tool. And once you choose the stocks carefully, there is really no need to track them minute to minute and see where they're going every day. You can hold on for the long term and try to benefit from the profit growth that the company delivers.
Now let's go back to the question of why should I even invest in stock market. So help me understand that. Why should I consider stocks versus anything else?
The reason you should consider stocks versus anything else is because of returns, obviously. No other investment over the long term can give you the kind of returns that stocks can. Now, why is it imperative to invest in the stock markets? It's become imperative because a few years ago, a previous generation, there were a huge lot of these options in India where you could invest and get a fixed return of 10% or 12% a year, easily beating inflation. But now those kind of options are shrinking gradually because the government doesn't want to be in a position of guaranteeing returns and then failing to meet those returns. So the pool of guaranteed return options has really been shrinking. The second thing is we don't have social or employment security like other European countries and so on. So it is every man for himself. Suppose you lose your job tomorrow, if you had merely been investing in the savings bank deposits, that's not going to tide you over the difficult times. The third thing is retirement. I mean, an earlier generation of Indians was mostly employed with the government. Say 60% of the workforce used to be with the government, and you knew that the moment you retire, you will get a pension and a gratuity and everything. But today, most of us are employed in the private sector, and therefore we have to plan for our retirement. The moment our income really drops off, we need to plan for how we are going to make up the shortfall.
So let's move on to the next issue I want to talk to you about. Let's say I'm a youngster, I'm about 25-year-old, I have some money, I want to start investing. What's my first step?
You should approach, there are two ways of doing this. You can either approach a broker of repute and ask him to set up a trading account for you. And then you will need a demat account also, a dematerialized stocks account where you will be holding your stocks that you buy yourself. To open this demat account, you can approach bankers also. Large banks like ICICI or HDFC actually allow you to open a three-way account where you have a bank account, you have a dematerialized statement, that account, demat account, and you also have your trading account, online trading. So as soon as you put through a trade, the money will be debited from your bank account automatically, and the shares will get credited into your demat account. You can track all three through one online platform. When you approach a broker like Kotak Securities or Motilal Oswal, they may have tie-ups with other banks for this three-way linkage. So you need basically three accounts to trade in the stock market. The demat account where your stocks are actually held in paperless form. The second thing is your broking account where you execute the trades, the buys and sells. And the third thing is your bank account where you really have the cash necessary to buy the stocks.
Okay, great. Now what are the basic things I should keep in mind before I jump in?
You have to read up a lot actually. Investing in stock markets and keeping track of your portfolio is actually nearly a full-time occupation. So to choose the stocks from the entire universe of stocks, you need to be well informed about what is happening in the economy as a whole. Suppose you're heading into a downturn, obviously stocks are not the best place to be. That's the time to invest in bonds and other safe investments. Now, if the economy is doing reasonably well, then you have to take a call on what businesses you would like to own.
Let's talk about some more examples, some more data points that a person in Chennai should keep in mind when buying stocks.
Yeah, see, typically everybody was talking of recession last year. But and last year's festival season sales, if you see, they weren't too great. I mean, if you went to the shops also, you could see they were empty. But this year, the Diwali period has been quite a different story, and you've seen visible evidence of people visiting the shops. There's a lot of demand for consumer goods and so on. So actually, if you can see trends like that with your own eyes, you can bet on the respective stocks.
Okay.
For example, these kind of first-hand information can be useful when you buy retail stocks or consumer goods stocks, consumer durable stocks, or even car, automobile.
I mean, Chennai happens to be the
Yes,
hub.
yes, that.
Great. So now that's for the segment of audience that goes online and knows what the web is. I know that's a small minority maybe in our country yet. If I don't have the web, what publications can I buy? What newspapers can I look into? And I'm hoping yours would also have a good control of...
You have a good number of business dailies, including Business Line, then Economic Times, Business Standard, and so on. You have a lot of personal finance magazines which give you a lot of advice on stock markets. Business Line, for example, we have a whole page called Young Investor, where we introduce people to basic stock market concepts and jargon and so on. There is a lot of jargon used in business TV, so if we can decipher some of those...
Not our show, right?
No, on the business channels. So if you don't understand something, you can always check up on these sources. Apart from the business dailies, you also have, once you register with a broker, the broker will keep sending you recommendations. Now you shouldn't take every recommendation at face value. That's why I feel investors should also know a little bit about what drives stock prices and whether the argument that the broker has given you for buying the stock is really valid and does it hold water.
Thanks, Aarti. So I'm ready to invest my money into stock markets, but I want to know, where could I fail? What are the risks involved? How do I protect myself? So we'll come back next week and cover that. Pranav, back to you.
Thanks, Rajiv. Join me after a short break when I meet up with Himanshu Kapania, Director of Operations, Idea Cellular.